In this week's rena-fi MindShare interview, we speak with business coach Sandy Stamato, and we ask her one of the biggest questions there is when it comes to our careers. How do we decide between a job that just pays the bills or finding work that is less stable but more fulfilling?
That's $1 million question. I mean, I totally get what you're saying. I think it really comes back to that idea of compassion and also an acceptance for the fact that trying to fit oneself, as what is it, a round peg in a square?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Round peg in a
fit
square
oneself. Hole. So I'm going to tell you a little story.
Please.
So this is called the limb dweller story. It's like limb dweller. So when I was 28 years old, I was completely, I was floundering. I got out of college, had a career, didn't like it, didn't know what I was supposed to do. Had a sister who was an attorney, had another sister who was like in insurance. These people all had their game plan. And I felt like the biggest flake. And so I was trying different jobs. And luckily at that time, I had this mentor who was lovely. Tracy was lovely. She was my work mentor. And I called her up and I was in hysterics. And she, once she found out, that nobody died, she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh my God, I feel like a flake. Somebody called me on the fact that I've just switched jobs 3 times in maybe a year." It was a lot, no two ways about it, but I was trying to find myself. And I kept crying and she listened to me for a while. And then she went, "Oh, honey, you're not a flake, you're a limb dweller." And I'm in the middle of, I wish I had recorded it because it's so funny. I'm in the middle of sobbing. I'm like, I go, "What?" She goes, "You're a limb dweller." And I'm like, "What's a limb dweller?" And this is the beauty of Tracy. Tracy simply said, "Oh, you didn't know, honey, there's 2 types of people in the world." She said, "There's a trunk dweller, and those are great people. They stay at the same job for 30 years, happy as could be, mazel tov, thumbs up." She said, "And then there's people like us, and we like to climb up the tree and scoot out on the limb." And she said, "Honey, sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's really scary." But then she paused very dramatically and she said, "But baby, what a view." And at that moment, for me at least, it was like, there was a permission to not try and fit myself into a 9-to-5 job. You bet you got to keep your lights on. But to look through the lens of whatever limb dweller, whatever it is, when looking through those lenses, it opens up the possibility of finding work that suits, rather than you trying to suit the job suits you. And again, not trying to make light of it. There's people that are really trying hard to make money, And what I found is that when there's less energy trying to fit into something, there's a lot more opportunity available. When I'm accepting, and when I've seen people that are accepting of who they are, conversations flow. I know there's people who have gotten 2 jobs just by talking about the fact that this is what they've been doing and this is, what they want to be doing. And it's getting out of the head for a little bit and doing a little trusting.